So as you look to a possible second term, just based on experience, third, excuse me, next term.
I just look tired.
Based on your experience so far, is there anything that you would do differently than the ways you've done it? In any way?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can think of one.
What have you learned along the way?
I've learned that, this is a good one. It's a good question. I've learned that if you want something in the paper, you don't put it last on the agenda. That gives you a day's worth of grace. No, actually, what I've learned, if you don't want something in the paper, don't show it in city council. And I'll give you a good example of that. And you're involved, so it's okay, and no hard feelings. But the brand, we need some wayfinding signs, and we had a little money squirreled away, and then the economy went to pot, and so we had to cancel the project. But we were going to put some wayfinding signs to let people know that we have a Western Art Museum, that we have a Louise Hayes Park, that we have a cultural center. We've got great attractions in this town, but so many people come in. They come down Sidney Baker, they turn right on Junction Highway, and they go out to the camps, and that's the end of it. So we needed to do what other cities have done and just put up some wayfinding signs. So I'm thinking, well, let's make sure our logo is doing all it can do before we spend money and put it on the wayfinding signs. All I wanted to do was dress up the logo. I just wanted like a gut check. You don't want to spend a lot of money on signs and have a logo that's out of date. So I got 2 local bids, one for $5,000, starting at $5,000, one for $10,000, starting at $10,000. And I said, I don't want to buy Coca-Cola, I just want to check the logo. So I spent $399 city dollars to use an online design service that I have used to design 2, 3, maybe 4 of my books. It covers 4 of my books, and they've always done a great job. So we get a bunch of just brainstorming, doodling logos back. One had the City of Kerrville, COK is the abbreviation. It didn't get 10 seconds worth of consideration from the committee, but it was shown on the PowerPoint. And Mr. Armstrong got his PowerPoint and put it on the front page of the newspaper, and it looked to normal human beings that those guys working on that logo are idiots. I'll learn not to do that. Now, I'll say it looks kind of like this. And you can figure it out yourself.
In the end, is it, people expressed a lot of their opinion.
If they would was
it a good thing to get that feedback, or should it come in a different sequence?
Well, it was out of order. Not out of line, but out of order. Some of the logos, they didn't get, the artist just said, here, what do you think of this? I don't think it's crappy. That should have been it. We should hit delete. Instead, we put it on a slide. I didn't, but someone put it on a slide, and everybody saw the slides. And naturally, because it's city government, we think they're all idiots down there. So if they were as interested in important stuff like the library and important stuff like economic development as they are in logos, we'd have a terrific town. We do have a terrific town, but it's just human nature, and it's not a big deal. But yes, I would do that one all over again. And
at what point would the public have seen potential logos?
When I had it down to 4 or 5 that were really good, and we were on the right track, but we just actually, in this case, they probably wouldn't have seen a potential logo because we canceled the wayfinding program. But people said, well, you're going to spend thousands of dollars on reprinting. No. We were going to just evolutionary, not revolutionary. And anyway, it's a silly thing, and sometimes you just have to be a big boy and say, that was a silly thing. Sorry, it didn't work out that way.
Is there anything else that you just want to make sure that we know, or that the readers who see this
Yes.
know about you?
No, about me, no. No, I don't think there's anything important about me. I think the people who know me know they can trust me. We've heard some rather kind of silly accusations, not backed up by facts or even an attempted facts. So I kind of discount those. I think what's important is that experience gets things done, and it gets them done right. And it takes a long time, but we get there. And you would be, if you as an individual voter knew the people who were on your city staff and knew how dedicated they are and how professional they are, you would be proud of your city. And I'd like people to know that.